Welcome back. Well, today we're talking about saving money on your utility bills. How about paying a fifth or less of what you're currently giving SDG&E? Or even better, having the utility send you money. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Artie Rose with Solar Alliance San Diego is here this morning. Thanks for coming on.
Well, good morning, Greg. I want to thank you and the station for inviting me down this morning.
All right, so the big knock on solar for years has been the initial startup costs, how much it costs to get going, and then the payback later just isn't worth it. True or untrue?
Well, it depends on where you are in life. If you think about, back when big screen televisions first came out, do you remember those large plasma screens and they were $10,000, $12,000? We all kind of shook our head. Now you walk into Walmart and you see them all over the place for $800 or $900. Well, if you go back to the early 80s, yes, solar energy, the initial investment was extremely expensive. Now we've got it under wraps. And thanks to incentives from the federal government, the state government, and the payback on utility bills, it can literally pay for itself from day one.
Yeah, and I think we have a couple of shots of some utility bills that from customers that you actually installed solar panels on.
Right.
And this was before, this was their usage, $224 a month, about. This is 1 month.
Right.
And then after they installed the solar panels, wow. That's, that's what about, certainly a lot less than a third, $64. A lot of people are asking, okay, so that sounds great, looks great, but how much is it going to cost me to get going? And we were talking, I was asking, I said, well, okay, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, maybe a couple thousand square feet, because, that's probably your average house in San Diego. How much is that going to cost? It's not really based on the square footage.
Right. Great question, by the way. When it comes to solar energy, most people have seen those little landscape lights. They're solar units. They have a little photovoltaic cell. They cost about $60 at Lowe's, and it is a solar system. Problem is, it's not going to lower your utility bills. What we do, or what I personally do, is I go out to homeowners and I evaluate their individual utility needs. You showed that utility bill, and if every homeowner looks at a particular utility bill, they can see how the cost of energy goes up the more you use.
Right. And talk about, and we're seeing pictures of some of your guys, installing the solar, the voltaic panels on a house here in San Diego. Talk about the solar stimulus program. What is it?
Excellent. Last February, most people are aware of the stimulus package that our president signed, and it gave billions of dollars to the automobile industry. It gave billions of dollars to the financial industry. There were also billions of dollars put into the stimulus package for solar energy for homeowners. And basically what it is the federal government will pay, if you qualify, for a certain portion of the solar system. In most cases, it's 30% of the cost.
30%?
30% real tax dollars. So part of the stimulus package is federal incentives, federal funding. Secondly, we have state funding. This is money, if people look at the utility bills, they'll notice a little section of the utility bill called public purpose programs. And if your bill's over $150, $200 a month, you're paying into it. So you're already paying for a solar system in a sense, and what the state is doing is they're giving that back to homeowners who invest in a solar system. And in some cases it can be up to 20% of the cost of the system. So right there I explained to you how 30 and 20, almost half the cost of the system is being paid for by federal and state entities.
So the federal rebate is in the form of just dollar for dollar. The taxes that you would pay, they give it back to you.
It's not a deduction, it's a dollar for dollar. Most people have withholdings held out of their check. When they file their taxes and normally get a refund, as long as they've paid taxes, the government will add that amount to their refund.
So up to half of the system can be paid for. And for example, the bills that we just saw, that family that was paying $224 a month, approximately how much was their system? How much did their system cost?
That particular system, I'm not sure. I can tell you kind of an average. What we do is we go out to homeowners, and if they qualify for our program, we come out and furnish the entire system, and there's no out-of-pocket expense. Literally no payments, no interest for 12 months. The reason why we do that, this enables the people to have their meters spin backwards from day one. So what happens is they just start saving money. They're getting a return on quotes an investment they really haven't made. Because if they can save $100 or $150 or $200 a month, for that first year, they're just gaining money. What happens also within that 1 year period is the state and the federal government pay for the, almost 50% of the cost of the system. So what happens in this particular investment, the money's coming in before it's going out.
All right, so if people want to get a hold of you, they can get a free estimate. They can call the number on the screen, 619-528-2277, or just go to the website, solaralliancesd.com. And you have a great deal for the first 10 people to call you today. They get a couple of free gifts just for calling.
Yeah, basically what I'd like to do is come out to people's homes and evaluate their utility bills. Not there to sell them anything. Look at their utility bills and see whether they would qualify for the solar stimulus package. If they call, at least for the first 10, I will give them a digital camera and a Bluetooth just for 10 to 15 minutes of their time to explain to them specifically with their bills how they can be part of the solar solution.
What's the number again?
It's 619-528-2277.
I could hear the phones ringing right now. All right,
Hey,
Artie Rose with Solar Alliance San Diego.
With you, Greg. Thank you so much.
Good to see you. And, of course, for more information, just go to our website, san diego6.com.